Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, the 7th of March and Friday, the 8th, 2019. It has not been an exciting week. We did get a little movement today, and we had a little bit on Tuesday, but it led to a couple of trades. Futures was really solid on Tuesday, one of our biggest days in a while, despite that. But overall, it's just things just don't play out like they usually do. And so it's been kind of uneventful. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market futures form. We are still operating under that 13 sell signal. We failed just short of the risk line. When I say failed, we haven't really fallen apart or anything yet, but we've now been sitting here for, I think it's, let's count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days since the 13 signal. So pretty dead, definitely stalled out there. Let's go through the daily charts. Then we'll look at the intraday action, and then we'll go from there. So the crude oil up 4 cents, that's flat. Gold up 50 cents, that's also flat. S&P cash lost 18.2, technically left a gap behind above. We'll talk about that later. NASDAQ 100 down 44.32, also sitting in the same spot as it's been for a while. This is the flattest we've seen the market for a 10-day run since back in July, and you kind of expect it in the summer. So it's just been really kind of SOX down 23. Biotech's down 112.05. Remember, there was a 13 signal there. It broke the risk line and technically traded above that next day. So that signal is violated, but now we're coming in anyway. So I think the energy from that could still be there. Russell 2000 down 31. This is the one. Russell obviously sometimes leads the market. And, we're in March. Typically, the Russell 2000 will top out or bottom out, depending on which way the market's going, around tax day, April 15th, for a variety of reasons. This is not that point. It's only March 7th going into. So we'll see. But the VIX was up a point to 1574. So we are seeing signs finally of a little bit of a rollover. And if that can start to lead to something, that'd be great. The trend closes high at 2.14. That puts the 10-day at 1.22. NASDAQ volume 2.2 billion shares, which is a little light. And under the 10-day moving average. Advanced decline ratio was awful. Worst day of the year so far, negative 1751 on the NASDAQ. So way, way, way more stocks. And this is the sign that maybe that sell signal is going to start to tick or come to fruition. And on the New York, it was negative 1388, which is the second worst day of the year. So bad breadth in the market and kind of a down day on some of the key things like the biotechs and the Russell. Maybe that's the sign that we're finally rolling. Google down $4.25. That's still near pretty much 3-month highs. Apple down $1.01. Netflix gains $5.31. Amazon down 23.48. Amazon had a 13 sell signal the other day, right at a static trend line. That's that green line. So losing 23 points, even though that can be a blip on Amazon, still significant. Tesla down 30 cents. Facebook up $1.25. Goldman Sachs down $1.26. The Dow was down 133 points. And again, this one had a 13 sell signal and never broke the risk line under the rules. So that is still in place here on the Dow. All right, in terms of intraday action, here's the 5-minute chart. So remember, on Tuesday, it was as flat as can be. You got that 13 sell signal right at the close on Monday, and then just dead flat. And look at how we just stayed under that risk line the whole day on Tuesday. Really remarkable. Then on Wednesday, very tiny gap down, but even though it was tiny, it never filled. Pushed lower for the first couple hours, lunch hit, and that was it. Nothing else happened for the rest of the day. The NASDAQ side did not leave the gap behind. Actually traded at the prior day's close, I believe, or maybe it did leave it by a little bit. Then pushed low. Same thing. Same story here. So that's it. I mean, look, if we can start to get the rollover, things are going to get exciting again, and that's what we're here for. Patience until then, and be very specific about your picks, and go for there. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken, economic data left, because this is Thursday and Friday's preview. We don't typically do previews for Friday alone, as most of the week has played out. So Thursday, 7:30 a.m. Challenger job cuts, 8:30 preliminary non-farm payrolls, and the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers, 10:30 natty gas, 3 o'clock consumer credit, and then on Friday, an hour before the bell, we've got the unemployment rate with the non-farm payroll. That's a big one, and then housing starts and building permits, and then the Fed Chair Powell speaks at 10 a.m. So that's the rest of the week for you. Charts as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Thursday.